today. From Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee, it's Week 9 of the NFL on EA Sports.
By many accounts, one of the most underrated home venues in all of the NFL resides in the heart of Nashville, Tennessee, and that's where we find ourselves at Nissan Stadium. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Chicago Bears and the Tennessee Titans. Takes this about 5 yards deep, and no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a man back from an elbow injury that sidelined him for the majority of 2019 at 30. Of age, it's Ben Roethlisberger.
And this is a game for grit, determination, and somehow finding a way not to panic. What a horrible start for them. I mean, they haven't won a game yet. So now, as a quarterback, you're not just talking to your team. You've got to demonstrate to them what they need to do to win. He's got to be the leader by how he plays.
Caught right side, it's Snead. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Roethlisberger. Now been hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. And that might be Titan football. It is.
The quarterback taken down and sacked.
So here comes the Titans offense. They'll start with great field position. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback from Wyoming. It's Josh Allen.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. 1st and 10 at the 19. Now the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. The numbers for Bell on the ground in the game last week. 15 carries, 77 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, he's the number 2 runner in the league, and you just know the offensive line wants to get him to number 1 because most of the good ball carriers, they take care of their linemen. Could be a gold watch in their future if he becomes the leading rusher.
From the 17, Allen. And his throw here's incomplete. Jordan Reed was the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
To the air, Allen. Eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Josh Allen, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Titans have taken a first-quarter lead.
Well, they were backed up on 3rd and goal, and when you saw him starting to scramble, my thought process was he'll get what he can and maybe get out of bounds. But he got a little bit greedy there, and in this case, greed was good as he got into the end zone.
And this is good. Our score, 7-0 Tennessee. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was Josh Allen using his legs to polish things off.
Joey Sly set to kick off.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
At their own 20.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you? You
better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
So after the INT, it's Allen. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and 10.
Allen fakes the give and keeps himself. And once again, he's going to be stopped up behind the line. 2nd straight play. Shades of the 85 Bear defense a little bit.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off. It made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That's into the hands of Eckler. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
To throw again on 2nd down. Roethlisberger. He'll get this to Eckler. Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
Roethlisberger now to throw on 3rd down. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Montez Sweat able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, Any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite.
Oh, they're on him, too. And he's going to score. It's a Titans touchdown.
Deion Jones. Touchdown, Titans.
Well, they didn't have their normal cushion there in order to punt the ball away. It leads to a lot of anxiety for the team kicking the football.
Well, for the punter, you know that you've got to get rid of that quickly there. Not quick enough.
And also, not stepping behind you and stepping over the end line for a safety. That one gets blocked, and it's 6 points.
And it's good to make it 14-0. Well, not only did they block it, the awareness to go and grab it and then take it into the end zone for 6 points.
Joey Sly set to kick off.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And we see James, he will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Bears offense ready to get going again. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
On 2nd down, Eckler. Taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, Chicago. Austin Eckler with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bears are able to show off their quick strike ability.
Earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And no return from Bowden. This will come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
So here are the Titans to take over on offense. They've got the lead right now, and remember, they are riding that very impressive 7-game winning streak, trying to push it to 8. On 1st down, Allen. He gets it into the hands of Larry Fitzgerald. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. Now Bell. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
From the 41, Allen, and he finds the tight end, Reed. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
43-yard line.
Under a minute to go. Clock running at a back-and-forth 1st quarter of play. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
First carry now for the Memphis Memphis man, Darrell Henderson, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
He's tackled at the 40.
Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And he will have a Titans first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
That's a 38-yard line.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Titans 14, Bears 7.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And now they'll throw with Allen. Wide open receiver complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Bell. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And a look at Bell, who remains down after that play. Appears to have gotten shaken up. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. We'll check on his status when we get back. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Ball carrier.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
They'll run with a former All-Pro. This is David Johnson. And he will take this one in for a Titans touchdown. David Johnson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Titans find a way to stretch their lead. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Joey slide out, a kickoff after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
5-yard line.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space, and just don't get total.
Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20.
Eckler, the ball carrier.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Now Ben on 3rd and long. On the screen, this is Eckler. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line.
That's a nice clip and save sequence there defensively because they did everything as they would have wanted to. They forced the 3rd down, blanketed the field with coverage, nowhere to go with the football, forced the dump off to the back, And even then, they closed quickly and got him down behind the line of scrimmage. You name it, they did it well in that last sequence.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. And that last touchdown drive, a good mix of pass and run. Defensively, they just looked a little out of whack.
And it's so hard to stay up with an offense that has things going so well, where you're guessing and guessing wrong play after play. So what you need is someone on the defensive side of the ball to make a big play. Throw that balance out of whack. That's what you're looking for now. Not worrying so much about guessing what the play call is.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Flushed out right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position, you have to be. You just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball.
It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on third down. Well, they gave themselves options there on the third down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
Henderson now on 1st and 10. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
On 2nd down, here's the option. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
On the carry.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And he'll find Henderson there. It's complete. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
That's good.
Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much? Zone.
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Nick Kwiatkowski. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
Take over first down.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. They started on the ground with Eckler. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
And out of bounds across the 15-yard line.
The Titans take over first.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. It's a 2nd quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series so those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. 25 yards that time. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Let's get set. Check 59. Mike is 59.
On the option, they go with Johnson. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Ball carrier. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
On 2nd and 7, Allen. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Running from the gun, Johnson. Oh, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop, a man down on the return. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. They run. It's Johnson. And he gets this one across midfield for the 1st down to the 46. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. 1st down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Got a man open. It's Ross. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Here's Johnson going to get the handoff. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. On play action, Allen. Open man is Ross, complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating. The guys who just gave up that play.
56.
A handoff to Johnson on the option. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
Down and long.
A final shot before half for Allen. And that will be incomplete. So we've reached halftime here in Nashville. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. On the return, Lynn Bowden. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Titans take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. To throw on 2nd and 6. Allen escaping the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it. Play action. Now it's Allen. Out to his left. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And he stopped immediately there. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So no problems moving the ball in the first half, but they'll likely come up empty here on drive 1 of quarter 3.
And it was so important for the defense to get that stop, because what we witnessed in the first half was them getting run over, and they needed the confidence and they needed to get off the field so they felt good going forward in this game.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 11-yard line.
So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And, Charles, they trail by a couple of scores, but if they could put a good drive together here, it'd go a long way toward getting them back in this football game.
And if you're looking at a checklist of things that they need to do in the second half, job number 1 was getting a stop, wasn't it? So big check right there. Now they want to see if their offense can build on that momentum.
They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Roethlisberger. That'll be complete to Cook. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line.
It's a gain of
6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, and maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on 1st down. They're ahead of the chains now.
Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36.
And they run the option here on 1st and 10.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
Okay, take us to school here, Charles. On a play like that, pretty successful RPO. What's the quarterback looking at?
Basics. He's looking at the defensive end or the outside linebacker. If that player crashes down to take the running back, quarterback pulls it, runs to the outside end. Some teams, though, will read different players depending on defenses, but basically it's that outside player.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
2nd and 9 at the 24-yard line.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. So they hit pay dirt, but don't count it yet. There's laundry on the field. We'll see what the penalty flag is about.
Holding offense.
So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And not much running room. Down to the 32. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
4th down now as the Titans defense holds up in coverage.
The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Makes the score Titans 21.
So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. For the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively.
They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up a lead. You think you've got it going, and you also think at any moment I can go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yeah, they don't want to see this lead diminish anymore. Being chased out left. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5.
This is Bell, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
51, Mike 51.
Allen going to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong. And now it's 4th down.
Results in a 4th down.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the Bears take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, That leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that second score here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there, and if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
7 yards the pick up there. 3 yards remain for second down.
We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Bears 10.
Looking to throw again on second down. Roethlisberger, room here to run. There he goes left side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. And the lead is up to 18 now. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
25-yard line.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
Back to the air, Roethlisberger after the pick six. To Shepard, complete over the middle. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make this a second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Now, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
On first down, it's Roethlisberger. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second and a foot or so.
That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
11 yards there, first down. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
2nd and 7.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
3rd down.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Jared Cook. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears cut into that lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
McManus's point after is good, and the lead is down to 11 at 28-17. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field.
Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
The tackle is made by Micah Hyde. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Throwing on 2nd down. Allen. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
The Titans on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This will be 3rd and 6. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Around the NFL 4th quarter right now in Atlanta. And the Falcons have opened up the... And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Chicago. Mark that down as a punt return of 78 yards. And the Bears draw a bit closer.
Well, we know one bench is jumping up and down in excitement right now after that punt return for a touchdown. Whether they go for a PAT or go for 2, probably depends on the team's philosophy, doesn't it?
Either way, made it a 1-score game. Still a little work to do, though, here in the 4th. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none. Because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first down. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Let's get out the field, D. Let's go. 51 to mine. 51 to mine. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
To the air, Allen.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. That's Yannick Ngakoue with a sack.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock now with Bell. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Bell. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Back to throw. Allen. Jordan Reed has it. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
The Titans go victory formation down to a knee. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down.
Delay of game, offense.
Are you serious?
So that'll back them up 5.
Still 2nd down.
So now they operate back from their side of the field here, 2nd and long. They'll go ahead and take the knee here, and the unbeaten season will continue. So this one, a Tennessee Titan victory, and it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises, really both sides did, but they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, Those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So for Tennessee, they continue to cruise through this first half of the schedule as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. And they'll have another home date next week as the Indianapolis Colts come to town. Meanwhile, for Chicago, it's another week, another loss as they fall down 0-9. And they'll get a home date next week against the Minnesota Vikings. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.